Hey guys, Dale here, back at Odyssey Station with a quick episode of Gravship Blueprints. We're going to take a look at two plans today for the same ship. We are taking a look at the Firefly class Series 3, the Serenity from the Firefly TV series and the Serenity movie. I have built one of them. Let's take a look real quick. So this is the set of plants that I built. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 grav extenders, but it doesn't use the max tiles. So this is going to be one of those hopefully few and far between episodes where I do like a partial tile build instead of a max tile build. I think total we end up at like 1254 when 4 grav extenders should be able to get us like 1500 tiles. We are using 4 tiles so that we can get the appropriate length of the ship. So we have one back here, we have one up here, and then we have one on either side so that we can get the width. And this is of course the range that you can put them on the side. And I see a little error that I will make sure it gets fixed. This should be right there. And then we have a 5 grav core version or 5 extender version. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th one can go anywhere. So I just put it right next to the grav engine on this. And this only gets us maybe like 120-ish more tiles. I think it still gives a pretty good silhouette for the Serenity. Let me paint it black. So can you guys see that better? No, that makes it worse. I think it's still a pretty good silhouette for the Serenity, but it's obviously very, very chunky. Our little thrusters on the side are going to be chunkier. The back is chunkier. The width of it is extended a little bit wider. But I think it's still like a pretty good approximation that like people would still recognize this as the Firefly if you built it. This, though, kind of like comparing it really closely to the pictures, this is the appropriate width, this is the appropriate length within our like vanilla building restrictions on Gravship size. And then of course I do have the plans that are all filled out with my brain garbage. Let's go ahead and take a look at what that brain garbage looks like when it's actually built. We'll start with the back of the ship. We have a little hydroponics bay back here. We are doing biofuel refining. We have, I think, 4 grav core power cells total on this ship. Yeah, so we have 2 in the back, we have 2 up front. In addition to hydroponics and biofuel refining, we also do have some storage back here. In front of that, we have the typical like nutrient paste setup that I've been setting up in these grav ships since they are tight on space. I did make room in this freezer for an electric stove, so work speed penalty, but if you're going to be producing meals for this, it's going to be a smaller crew, so probably not too important. I was thinking about leaving these side areas as just kind of like cargo bays, but I did want to show you guys what it would look like if we tried to turn them into rooms. And we have turned this one into a genetics lab with 2 gene processors, 5 gene banks, and you could cram some more things in here if you wanted to. I usually like to have shelves so that like once they're done creating a xenogerm, they can just plop it right on the shelf next to it. And then over here on the side, we have our research lab with our multi-analyzer, the bookcase for the research bonus, and a little couch for people that want to come in here and do some reading. I haven't been putting bookcases on our recreation area just so that we can squeeze out a little bit of a research bonus with it. Above the laboratory facilities, I guess, is our dual purpose recreation and dining room. This room could be rearranged a bit if you wanted to include ideology facilities in here. And we do have the nutrient paste dispenser closed off, so it's not going to count as having a workbench in this room. That would interfere with it functioning as an ideology room. And then just kind of like my go-to default for a really tiny shuttle bay right here in the middle. On the Serenity, the shuttle bay would be about here, kind of like the top back of the ship. This section of the ship is like the Firefly drive, so it would not be typically usable space, I believe, in the ship. So this is kind of where the usable space in that ship would start. Ahead of our shuttle bay and our rec dining room, we have a workshop. Workshop is open to a long corridor that leads up to the bridge and through to some bedrooms. So that gives it some extra tiles to make it very spacious. It's an extremely impressive workshop. Our rec room is extremely impressive as well. And then in the workshop, we've been able to fit most of our production facilities. We have smelter, we have a smithy, we have machining table, fabrication bench, tailoring bench, art, and stone cutting. And then I mentioned it, but we have biofuel back here. And then off of the workshop, we have access to the thruster, like the rotatable thrusters on the side. Could really do anything with these spaces. I put our large chem fuel tanks in both the thrusters. I also put our thrusters on these thruster modules for the most part. We have all 6 large thrusters. 2 of them are back here. And then we have all 4 small thrusters. So 2 back facing and then 2 at the front facing there. I did set up a little medical bay over in this one, and then a prison barracks over here. This could be a regular barracks. These could be anything you wanted them to be, actually. So, like, design away. Off the workshop, we have 6 crew quarters. The Serenity has, like, a pretty small crew, so I think this feels just about right. And then the very front of the ship, we obviously have the bridge. So we have our pilot console, we have our AI pilot helpers, we have our fuel optimizers, we have 4 seats in front of a mega screen TV to act as like a little view screen for us and to let our pawns kind of loiter on the bridge so we can role play that they're doing stuff around there. So to get on and off the ship, we do have exits up here kind of at the neck right before the bridge. We also have exits here on the sides from these thruster pods. And I think that is probably it for this episode. We'll take a look at the plans just like one more time up here. These are already on GitHub. I'll make sure that like my little correction made it as well. Actually, I feel like I fixed that already. Let me load plan. No, I didn't fix it. Okay, so I'm going to copy this plan. I'm going to save that plan as this guy. And just so that you guys can find what you're looking for, it's going to be on GitHub. It'll be in the Gravship repo, be in the vanilla folder. And then they start with an FF for Firefly. So Firefly Series 3 and 4 extenders partial tiles, because that build, I didn't actually show you guys. The build is only 1252 by 1500. So you could squeeze a lot more in here, but you're going to really sacrifice kind of like the accuracy of the silhouette that way. This is, I feel like, a good representation of the silhouette, but it's still a lot thicker than it should be. I think people get the idea with this one. So the 4 extender partial tile is just the empty silhouette. The 4 extender partial tile with the P has all of my brain junk planning in there. And then the Firefly Series 3F, I just kind of put like an F on the end of it for fat, because this silhouette is a little fatter. It's 5 extenders, partial tiles, and that's this guy right here. I would love to see what you guys are doing with any of the plans that you're grabbing off of GitHub. I'd like to see how you guys are filling out interiors. I'd like to see how you guys are modifying them to make them your own. So, share them on Reddit. like send me the link, email me, whatever, however you can get me the images of the ships that you guys are building. I would love to see them, and I'd love to get inspired by them as well. Thanks for hanging out, you guys, as always. Until next time, have a good one. Bye.